Alright, shut one call on y'all about show. I was just getting ready to click on this video just to go into a lesson about a valley of Jehoshaphat. Now, this just so happened to pop up out this newspaper and stuff like that, which, certain people really don't read the newspaper, but I check it out every now and then. Like, if I come across a stand or something, if I see somebody, it just be like through the spirit, they be like, hey, you want this paper? And I'm like, yeah, let me check it out. I just so happened to see this, and they was talking about, the guy talking about Spygate and the stuff that's going on with the different agencies around the world that's been weaponized, which they actually do be weaponized, and they hire mercenaries and all type of other shit to go do stuff just so they can fulfill their agenda. Now, there's one part right here that just stood out to me and say how the specter of communism is ruling our world. Which really, that communism shit come from the elites. They be the ones that be doing all this shit. They just send the orders out to the lesser luminaries, so to speak. I'm gonna let this play some more. I'm gonna go to this other video.
America's schools, our churches, our media, and our government. You can only find this in the Epic Times. Take a look at this. How China has been sending over fentanyl and other opioid drugs as a form of chemical warfare to subvert America and kill our people. Yikes, take a look at this. The truth.
And the U.S. doing the same shit, but hey, like the scripture say, those who dig up a pit should follow there. And they doing the same shit over across seas with the opioids. Now that shit done came back and bit them in the ass. With the poppy fields.
Behind what's going on.
And the opium shit they was doing over there. I want to say it was in Vietnam, if I'm mistaken.
The U.S. southern border and the humanitarian crisis there. And not only that, the Epic Times presents a platform for traditional culture and traditional values that have been passed down in our society for thousands of years. So if you're looking for honest news, pure American journalism, you should check out the Epic Times. Click that button below and try the paper yourself for a full month for just $1 and experience real news that doesn't spin the truth, doesn't push any false narratives, and instead equips you with the facts and lets you make up your own mind. It's available as this phenomenal broadsheet newspaper delivered to your home every single week, as well as a digital format that you can read on your tablet, your smartphone, and your computer. Read it any which way you want. It's super convenient. So just click that button below and try the Epic Times yourself. You absolutely won't regret it because it's real news. Just click that button below.
And this part of the scripture is coming to pass too. Esau being made bare. But let me get back to this other video where I want to get into.
Tensions are escalating in the eastern Mediterranean, where France is building up its military presence. It is after Turkey started oil and gas exploration in disputed waters there, and that has enraged Greece and Cyprus. Paris says its deployment is a temporary measure designed to monitor the situation, although relations with Ankara are already strained. With more, here's Charlotte Binsky.
President Macron has signalled the alarm as tensions continue to rise between Greece and Turkey.
The situation in the eastern Mediterranean is worrying. Turkey's unilateral decisions on oil exploration are causing tensions. These must stop in order for a peaceful dialogue between neighbouring and NATO allies to take place.
But
there ain't gonna be no peaceful dialogue. This was gonna happen. And this is what you see happen. That's in the book of Joel, chapter 3. I'm gonna start that. I'm gonna read on down. And see, that's probably the most, I say, weight upon me. Because he gonna make these damn devils wipe each other out, which is funny as fuck when you think about it. They got all these weapons just so they can wipe each other out. And then the saints gonna come take over the whole world. Because they ain't gonna have nothing else to fight off the saints. So, I mean, what else they gonna do? They gonna have like little militias and shit like that. But that ain't gonna be shit. Especially when the elect have spiritual power. That's why the scriptures say the saints shall take the kingdom and possess it forever and ever. Because they not gonna give it up. Even after all this destruction go down, they realize like, damn, we fucked up. We done destroyed every fucking thing. Maybe we need to let somebody else go. No, they ain't gonna think like that. In the book of Joel, chapter 3. And verse 2, it says, I will also gather all nations and I will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, and I will plead with them there for my people, for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. They have cast lots for my people and given a boy for a harlot, or sold a girl for wine that they might drink. And you know who that's talking about. If you don't, you need to wake the fuck up, because it's plain as day who they had gave in slavery for a harlot, or who they sold for wine. So they gonna get judged for that. They thought they got away with it because they've been chilling and building up all this shit. Hey, like the scripture say, they build, the Lord gonna throw down. So all that stuff they don't build up. It's like all the shit they building up now in Babylon, trying to rebuild roads and all that. That shit get wiped the fuck out. That's just what it is. The scriptures don't lie, man. As much as people try to say they do lie. Why all this stuff in here is so coinciding with what you see manifesting right now. They talk, and it's called hot water. France builds up Mediterranean presence. Oh, Turkish Navy ships seen close to Greek islands. Tensions, what did it say right there? Let me go into it. Tensions escalate. Mediterranean breeze. How France got involved. All this different stuff. China over there in that area. Stuff going on with Iran. The U.S. sending ships and stuff out there. Russia sending ships and submarines out there. Ain't no coincidence, man. I'm gonna read on some more, but this was gonna happen. That's what verse 4 says. Yeah, what have you to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? Because you have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my really pleasant things. The children of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecians. And that's what happened. Our people were sold. And then you have, your own people sold you. No, we ain't the same as them fucking Hamites. It's a big difference. That's why David fought Goliath. That's why Samson wiped out them 1,000 Philistines. We was always going against them fucking Hamites. We not the same people, even though we got melanated skin. But it says that you might remove them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whether you have sold them. And that's what you see happening, man. We see the man waking up, breaking out these scriptures like that, carrying themselves a certain way. You see Akim with the fringes, men wearing their beards, keeping their old ancient customs. That's us being raised up out of this place on a spiritual level. Then on the physical level, we really gonna be raised up out of here when Yahushua send the angels to gather the elect, as it is written. It says, and we're returning a recompense upon your own head. So we ain't gotta go start no fucking militias or do nothing like that. The Most High gonna be putting the spirit on them. That's why they moving, taking their militaries, placing them all over the place like that. Because it's not them that's making these thoughts. Like the scripture, I was going into talking to this Aqua about how people have dreams and when they go to sleep. Like you might say, oh, today I'm finna go to the bank, or I'm finna go do something at this store. Like the Most High put the spirit on you, you don't even do none of that shit. You end up doing something else. Same way with these rulers. I'm gonna get that scripture in a minute too, as I finish reading this. And it says in verse 8, and I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to the people far off. For the Lord Yahweh has spoken it. It says in verse 9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. And that's what you see going on. Closer we get to election too, it's going to be even more war scenarios pop off. Verse 10 it says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I'm strong. France, that was a weak military. Turkey, weak. Greece, weak. Lebanon, all these different little areas over there was weak nations. Now they got nukes and shit now. That's why they say, let the weak say I am strong. It says, assemble yourselves and come, all you heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge the heathen round about. So he gonna wipe these up out in one little nice swoop. They're gonna be fighting each other. Then they're gonna turn and look. They're gonna see Yahushua and the angels, dark-skinned looking men, coming on these ships. Then they're gonna stop fighting each other. They're gonna try to fight Yahushua and the angels, and they're gonna get wiped the fuck out, just like it's written in 2nd Ezra. Now it says in verse 13, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord Yahweh is near in the valley of decision. And we living in these times, man. That's some real raw, high level stuff to be able to understand this and know that we living in these times, man. This ain't no incident or no scenario that's about to happen in 100 years. It's happening soon. It says in verse 15, it says, the sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. The Lord Yahweh also shall roar out of Zion, and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. But the Lord will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel. And that's what we hoping in, man. They get delivered from this. And the Most High always make good on his word. Like the scripture say, he's not a man that he should lie. Niggas gonna lie to you. But the Most High ain't finna lie to you though. You think he gonna put the spirit on all these people for all these years to come out with all this information and write this down, to organize all this for our learning sake, and then it not come to pass? But the scripture says, surely it should come to pass. Now, let me go into this other scriptures in the book of Job. When they actually talk about when men lie upon their beds. In the book of Job, chapter 33, verse 17, it says, better yet, start at verse 16. You know what? I was gonna start at verse 16, but I'm gonna go up right here. This was standing out to me just to get all the way into it. All right, it's in the book of Job, chapter 33, and verse 10. That's what I'm sorry. It said, "Behold, he findeth occasions against me. He counteth me for his enemy. He putteth my feet in the stocks. He marketh all my paths." So wherever you go at, whatever you do in your day-to-day, your weekly routine, or in your months, best believe that the Most High is marking all that. Whatever you say, whenever we talking shit, when you trying to scoff like, oh, you into that Bible or whatever little stuff, he mark all that. Oh, hey, be careful what you say, because you never know who is who through the Spirit. Now it says in verse 12, "Behold, in this thou art not just. I will answer thee that Yahweh is greater than man." It says in verse 13, "Why dost thou strive against him? For he giveth not an account of any of his matters. For Yahweh speaketh once, yet twice, yet man perceiveth not." And these scriptures is real repetitive. That's why they have precepts, because somebody might speak on an account in the book of Genesis, then it might be spoken of again in Deuteronomy, then it might be spoken of again in Ezekiel, then it might be spoken of again in the book of John, then it might be spoken of again in the book of Revelation. Hey, but niggas still don't get it, so they gonna make them get it. Verse 15, it says, "In a dream, in the vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon man, and slumber is upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of man and sealeth their instruction." So like I said, you might, before you go to sleep, you be like, oh yeah, I'm finna go do such and such tomorrow. I'm finna go drive around a certain area. You might leave and your fucking damn car won't even start, because the Most High can line it up like that. You might say, I'm going to the grocery store today. You don't go nowhere because a storm break out. Damn tornado comes or something. All type of stuff can happen. And that's why in this scripture right here it says in verse 17 that he may withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from man. It says in verse 18, and some of that stuff happened. I always tell people this too, and they tell me like, oh, I can't do this on this day, or I wasn't able to do this. Like, I don't know why this happened. This is what happened. Verse 18, it said he keepeth back his soul from the pit and his life from perishing by the sword. So you might try to plan to go somewhere, and something might get in your path to stop you from going there. And that'd be the Most High stopping you from getting jacked up. You might have avoided a wreck. It might have been a shootout. Motherfuckers don't know how to aim, just shooting all over the damn place. And you ain't in that area because the Most High put something in your path to keep you from that area. So, hey, it's a double-edged sword, so to speak. It can keep you from stuff and put you in stuff. And that's what you see going on with the elites and these heathen nations with their military building up across seas and all this other different stuff. So I'm going to play a little bit more and I'm going to end this off.
This seemingly didn't stop the French president from reinforcing France's military presence in the Mediterranean. It's confirmed Paris will send 2 Rafale fighter jets and the naval frigate Lafayette, a move
Which is spiritually they named that Raphael.
welcomed by the Greek Prime Minister.
I thank President Macron for his solidarity. Emmanuel Macron is a true friend of Greece, but also a fervent defender of European values and international law.
The Greek PM billed this as an act of solidarity, but you only have to scratch the surface to see that there is more going on here. In recent months, France has also found itself clashing with Turkey in the Mediterranean.
These past few days, we have seen Turkish warships deliver Syrian mercenaries to Libyan soil. This is a serious and explicit infringement of what was agreed upon in Berlin. I must reiterate, the prerequisite for any political solution in Libya is the cancellation of this document.
And you think he really wanted to go do all that when he could have been doing something else? No, but it ain't up to him now. Now this one, let me see. This is exactly where I want to start at. It's in the book of Revelation, chapter 16, and we'll start at verse 13. It says, and I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. For they are spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth to the kings of the earth, which this guy right here will be considered a king, one of the kings of the earth. It says, and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of the great day of Yahweh Almighty. And that's what you see going on right now, man. You can't make this up. This ain't no made-up fable. Verse 15, it says, behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked, and they see his shame. And he gathered them together in a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. And, hey, that's what you see going on right now. They getting pushed right over there in the exact area where these scriptures talking about. They can't even fight against it as much as they want to.
Document.
But with that,
Because they got scholars and scribes that read these scriptures and try to go into the books and break down certain prophecies. So they know about all this stuff. And like I mentioned earlier, I wasn't going to pull this precept out. I was about to go to something else. Listen to the book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 14. It says, say, these shall make war with the Lamb. Talking about Yahushua, because when Yahushua come back, that's what's going to go down. They're going to see that. And best believe when they see dark-skinned men flying in these angelic ships, flying on the outside, like you mentioned in the book of Ezekiel, because they can do that. They're going to want to attack, just like they see how people walking down the street, or somebody might have told a lie and say, oh, this person robbed me, and then they see anybody of melanated pigment, and they're ready to draw down. A person might check off running or whatever, and causing no threat, and they want to gun somebody down the back. You best believe they're going to see them angels, and they're going to attack too. So, hey, like the scripture right here says, these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is the Lord of lords, King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. And that's talking about the elect. Like when the scriptures talk about the Lord send his angels like a whirlwind to gather the elect from the four ends of the earth. That's what's going to happen. Now me, I got ultimate faith in that. I'm just waiting to see it play out. You know, Aparatazah. I say that humbly, that I actually be of that number and actually get to live and be amongst Yahushua, man. Like all the other shit in the world, man, fuck that shit. You could be with Yahushua and get to be of the chosen. That's better than any dollar, any other thing in this world that the world can offer. So anybody sell out just to get on top or whatever, you got played. Like the guy DJ Khaled said, you played yourself. So, Noah's willing, it's edifying. Call all Yahweh Shem Yahshua and Shalom to the left.